After days of suspense, Israel has confirmed that Hamas military chief Mohammed Deif, who is believed to have masterminded the 7th October 2023 attack on Israel, was killed in an airstrike last month in Gaza. The development comes a day after Hamas's top leader Ismail Haniyeh was killed in Iran's capital Tehran, with the outfit claiming Israel's involvement in the early morning attack. IDF has eliminated the man they describe as the Osama bin Laden of Gaza. This is at least the fourth major assassination that has been carried out by the Israeli Defense Forces in the last couple of days in connection with the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza. Of course, earlier they also killed Hamas's political chief Ismail Haniyeh, and now comes the news of Mohammed Deif being eliminated by the Israeli Defense Forces. So certainly some big victories in the last couple of days for the Israeli military. We will try and get you some reactions to this story in just a moment. Let's first go across to my colleague Aditya Raj Kaul. Aditya, some major victories there for Israel in just the last couple of days, given the number of high-profile assassinations that we've seen.
Absolutely, Neha. It's a big victory coming in for Israel. In fact, the IDF confirming that they have killed one of the top commanders of Hamas, Mohammed Deif. In fact, there was a lot of speculation over the last few weeks that there's been assassination of Mohammed Deif in Gaza, but there's no confirmation that had come from the Hamas side or the IDF. But now IDF has confirmed, and the Minister for Defense in Israel has also confirmed that the bin Laden of Gaza, who is known for his deadly ways and military strategy, has been eliminated. This is a huge victory for Israel and the IDF, because over a span of less than 2 weeks, they've been able to eliminate three key figures of Hamas and Hezbollah ever since the war has actually begun. Also, what is being talked about is the precision strike that the IDF has had, either in eliminating Haniyeh in Iran, or the second in command, the strategic unit chief of Hezbollah in Beirut, and now finally in Gaza, Mohammed Deif as well. This will go in a long way to help Israel in Gaza and reach their strategic objectives. And we'll have to wait and watch how the war takes shape, because even though a large chunk of Gaza has been captured by the IDF, we'll have to wait and watch how Hamas.
All right, I think we've lost the line there to Aditya. We'll try and reconnect with him. But as he was mentioning, major victories there for the Israel Defense Forces in their ongoing war against Hamas in Gaza. Now, Mohammed Deif, the chief military commander, has been killed, and this has been confirmed by Israel, because interestingly, even though it has carried out a series of assassinations in the last couple of days, Israel did not comment on the killing of Ismail Haniyeh, the political chief of Hamas. But now it seems Israel has confirmed that they have eliminated Hamas's military chief, Mohammed Deif. They say he was killed in an airstrike that was carried out by the Israeli military, very likely in the last 24 hours. The confirmation, as we said, comes just a day after another top Hamas leader, Ismail Haniyeh, was assassinated in Iran. And this time, Israel has confirmed it. They did not comment on Haniyeh, but they have now confirmed that they have, in fact, killed Mohammed Deif. There is a statement from the Israeli Defense Forces. Let me quickly read it out before I go back to Aditya Raj Kaul. The statement says the IDF and the Shin Bet announced that in a joint operation by the two agencies on the 13th of July, fighter jets attacked the Khan Yunis area, and after an intelligence check, it has been confirmed that the attack killed Mohammed Deif, the commander of the military arm, and several two in the terrorist organization Hamas in Gaza, which planned and carried out the murderous massacre on the 7th of October. So, Aditya, what's very interesting is that even though Israel had maintained a studied silence on the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh just 2 days ago, they have not only confirmed the killing of Mohammed Deif, but they're also saying that this actually happened on the 13th of July. It's just that the identification has happened now.
That's true. Strategically, this is a major victory for Israel, Neha. You've been observing the developments over the last few days very closely. What has happened is that this was a military precision target in Gaza. And that's why there is no harm in admitting it, because this is a military casualty that has taken place. And this was under works for a long time. This assassination did take place in the second week of July. But and there was a speculation over the last 2 weeks, while several media reports had suggested that Mohammed Deif has been eliminated, but Hamas had not confirmed the same. But now the IDF and the Minister of Defense in Israel have confirmed that the Bin Laden of Gaza, Mohammed Deif, who was the military commander and chief of the military, has been eliminated. In the case of Ismail Haniyeh, what we have witnessed is that it was a completely covert operation. Of course, Israel has been blamed by many powers in Middle East, and we have witnessed Iran, Hamas, and Hezbollah offer very strong statements. But as happens in such cases, and where Mossad or Shin Bet is involved, they obviously do not deny or confirm such an assassination. Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister, also came in yesterday and said that there will be a hard response if Iran or Hamas come out with any kind of a retaliation as of now. So we'll have to wait and watch how Hamas really react. But one thing is very clear. 9 months after the war, Neha, Israel has been able to completely end the missile system of Hamas. And Hamas, in many ways, has been left incapacitated completely to even think of a response, a hard response on Israeli territory.
You know, Aditya, I also want to ask you about what happened a couple of days ago. As you rightly mentioned, these are major victories for Israel, close to 10 months into the war, with the top leadership of Hamas being eliminated one after the other. But, you know, given that Ismail Haniyeh's assassination took place on Iranian soil, and Iran has vowed revenge and said that they will make Israel pay a heavy price and inflict a harsh punishment on them, what is your assessment in terms of what kind of response Iran could actually have to Haniyeh's killing?
Well, one thing that we have to keep in mind is that it's not only Iran. Of course, Iran is the larger power in question right now, and its proxies, all Hamas, Hezbollah, and Houthis, have been targeting Israel. But in this particular case, there will be a multi-pronged approach that will be applied. One will be a response from Hezbollah, where they have already said through media reports in Lebanon that they will economically and perhaps target a connectivity or some kind of a shipping route in this case. Apart from that, Hamas has also pledged retaliation, and Iran's foreign minister and senior commanders, and in fact Khamenei himself, the supreme leader, has ordered a direct attack on Israel. So we'll have to wait and watch how this happens. Earlier, we had seen Iran directly launch several missiles and rockets at Israel that was completely demolished by Israel. But one thing is very clear, that this is sailing into a larger regional conflict in the Middle East, and certainly we haven't seen the end of the war in Gaza.
Certainly, nowhere close to the end of the war. In fact, Israel only seems to be doubling down, Aditya, going by all the statements from Prime Minister Netanyahu to the Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. In fact, even the Foreign Minister said the other day that whatever happens next, we are prepared for all eventualities. Now, one question that has been raised by many military experts over the last several months is whether this could, in fact, descend into a wider regional conflagration. Given the developments of the last few days, the fact that it's not just a Hamas leader who was killed in Gaza on the 13th of July, but a Hamas leader being eliminated on Iranian soil in capital Tehran, and a top Hezbollah commander who was in fact attacked in the Lebanese capital Beirut. What is your assessment on that front, Aditya? Are all sides still hopeful, at least those who've been involved in mediation and negotiations between the two sides? Are they still hopeful that the tensions can be contained, or is there now a real threat of this spilling over outside of Gaza in multiple ways?
Neha, I'm very realistic, and my understanding on this is very clear. One, the hostage deal or the hostage talks completely ended the moment Ismail Haniyeh was eliminated by Israel on Iranian territory. One, it was a humiliation for Iran because it happened on the Iranian territory. Second, Haniyeh was the lead negotiator from the Hamas side. So it came as a setback both for Hamas and Iran. So I don't see any major progress being made on the hostage deal. On the other hand, when you speak about the wider regional conflict, again, I would presume that the wider regional conflict has already begun over the last few weeks, where we've seen Israel retaliate towards Syria, Iraq, and other places as well, wherever the proxies of Iran have been attacking them. So we'll have to wait and watch how Iran and Hamas and Hezbollah now try to expand this, because Israel has already said that a direct retaliation by Hezbollah or Hamas that actually results in casualties of civilians will lead to a wider full-scale war. U.S. has also said, U.S. Secretary of Defense and others, that they will come to the rescue of Israel and support with their full force Israel if there's a wider regional conflict. So I think it's inevitable that there will be a regional conflict. To what level, to what scale, is something that we'll have to wait and watch.